1 minute. T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to another edition of Sports Overtime. I am your host, Nader Murphy. And man, we got a fun show planned for you guys tonight. It is going down in a major way. I also want to start off by saying shout out to Element once again. They are our official sponsor. Make sure you cop your Element at your local Rouses. It's going down. And also, too, man, I also want to give a shout out to our new sponsor. They got everything you need as far as furniture is concerned. So make sure you go and buy any furniture that you need from Bayou Furniture, man. It is located in Marrero. So make sure you guys go and support that. Let him.
Bayou, a bedroom set. Bayou, a cozy sofa set. Bayou, a great mattress. Bayou, a dining room set. No credit, no problem. Bayou Furniture delivers it all with value, selection, and it's all affordable. We do it right by you. Bayou Furniture.
Yes, sir. So I got to bring in my co-host, man. This guy has had me joked out for the last 30 minutes before we came on. But this guy knows his stuff. You see him at all the Saints games with his boxing gloves. He's a rapper. He does everything, man. Everything that you could think of, this guy does. So let's bring in my co-host, Soul Saint. What's good?
What's up, baby?
Man.
Saints plus soul equals Super Bowl.
Yes,
What's
sir.
happening?
Chilling, man.
Look, first of all, I want to give a big shout out. You know, I'm an Air Force guy. I was in the Air Force. This is my baby back here. I worked on the F-15s, but go see Top Gun. It's off the chain. It's a major movie, man. It's action from beginning to end. You know, shout out to them F-18s. They can't hang with the F-15s, though. You know, F-15, that's Air Force. F-16, that's Air Force. 18s and F-14s, that's Navy.
Yeah.
But go check out that movie, man. It was real good. And I really enjoyed it.
I know you enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah. Me being a lover, I love fighter jets, man, and pilots and, you know, the whole nine.
Yeah, I know you enjoyed it. When I seen your background, I said, oh, I already know what time it is.
Yes, sir.
I already know, man. Now, everybody knows what time it is right now. So listen, man, we got a lot to cover. I know it seems like there's not a lot to talk about around the NFL and things like that. But, man, they really do have some things that we need to touch on. So last week after Sports Overtime, I think it was like Friday or whatever, there was this whole little argument or, you know, news that, Jameis Winston has a noticeable limp at OTAs, and we don't know if he's going to be able to get it done, you know, and it's noticeable. Listen, I just feel as though, man, like I feel as though every offseason they always try to put this black cloud over the Saints. They just do. Last year was, Mike Thomas didn't want to play for the Saints anymore, right? This year it's, Jameis Winston has a noticeable limp. Kamara ain't showing up to OTAs. It's just like they try to look for anything to pick on to make a negative story. Now, listen, Jameis Winston having a noticeable limp, right? So, okay, the guy just had surgery. Like, let's not forget he just had surgery. He doesn't have a noticeable limp because it's just a noticeable limp. He just had surgery. So for Jameis Winston to be able to be at OTAs, building that rapport up with the wide receivers, throwing the ball down the field to Chris Olave right on target and doing his thing, I think that's impressive in itself. And the thing about it too is the season doesn't start till September, guys. I mean, it is June 1st. It's getting closer, but he's still got some time to get there.
Let me say this. This is from the horse's mouth. They
Yep.
asked him about his injuries, asked him about the limp. Jameis, okay, his MCL. He said that his MCL had healed before his surgery. Okay, so the doctor did a good job on his ACL. The only problem he was having was with his meniscus. You know, he having problems with that, but he's gonna get through it. And some say that the brace is very uncomfortable. You know, so they're saying, hey, he might have that limp because of the brace. You know, but it's gonna be a little sore, man. You know, it's gonna be a little sore, and you know, we have nothing to worry about. Jameis is gonna be good. He's gonna be straight by minicamp. I say by minicamp. They have 2 more OTAs and then minicamp. And after minicamp, they get a little rest, and then training camp starts, and then we off to the season. So I think Jameis is going to be fine. You know, like he said, he's having a little problem with the meniscus. And me, I was surprised because I'm like, oh, he didn't have a problem with the ACL and the MCL. I thought those were the, you know, that was the major guys.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, but when he told me it's the meniscus, you know, because people have their meniscus cleaned out and their knee scoped, and you know, meniscus is usually the least of the problems. But he said he's having a problem. So I mean, I wouldn't worry your head. You know, Jameis is going to be fine.
Yeah, and again, the season doesn't start until September.
What's up, Glow?
Also, too, one thing that somebody actually brought up on Twitter, which was a really good stat, is that he played with a torn ACL and a broken throwing hand, right, or thumb in his last 4 games in Tampa, and was getting 300 yards a game. So again, don't hesitate, don't panic. I think we're going to be all right. But there's just so much speculation and just people throwing stuff out there. Like, you know, obviously Jameis with the limp. You got people questioning, oh, is Kamara going to get suspended? You got people questioning, oh, is the offensive line going to be as stout as they usually were? You know, because there's question marks with Pete. There's question marks with Ruiz. You know, we don't know nothing about what Penning's going to do as a rookie. So there's just all of these question marks. With Mike Thomas coming back, is he going to be ready? Some people think he might not even play. I'm like, how do you even think that when he's been rehabbing, he's at the facility, the Saints are telling you that he should be good by training camp, and they're saying, oh, I don't think he's going to be ready. I think he's going to have a setback. So it's like, how could you say that? Nobody knows the answers to those questions.
Look, this is my thing with Michael Thomas. Okay, you know, at first I was like, okay, damn, Mike, you had 2 years, you know, almost. You know, you should be good now. But then I thought about it. Guys are getting major injuries, not doing nothing. Look at Odell. He just was running a route, you know, and wasn't even touched and tore his knee up. So I'm like, okay, these are voluntary OTAs.
Right.
What's the reason we're going to put our best wide receiver out there on the field? So I'm like, okay, let him chill with the voluntary shit.
And it's the same.
If training camp comes, he's going to be there. When training camp comes, he's going to be there. That's important.
And it's the thing. It's the same thing. So it's the same thing with Kamara. Kamara didn't show up to OTAs, but again, the key word and everything is voluntary. It's voluntary. So again, you know, Dennis Allen downplayed it. He said, you know, we don't have any issues with any players. You know, they're out there doing their own things, getting ready for the season. It's not a big deal. It's voluntary. So please don't make it as big as you guys trying to make it seem. So again, I think we'll be okay. I think Jameis will be okay. And I think Nader, don't you know most fans know what Saints do? Like the Saints pull up that last post by Jerry. It's true though. It really is, Jerry. I definitely agree with you. That's funny. But obviously we talked about Jameis. I want to get Soul's take on this because I just felt like this was kind of a slap in the face to Jameis yesterday because, you know, there's always these guys that are, you know, in the NFL or on Twitter, on social media, have shows, work for Fox, works for ESPN or whatever the case may be. And they're always taking shots at Jameis. And so yesterday, Colin Cowherd came out, who works for Fox, came out and said that the Saints should sign Baker Mayfield. And the reason that the Saints should sign Baker Mayfield is because of the question marks at the quarterback position with Jameis Winston. He said that Jameis Winston is goofy.
What up, MJ?
So he said Jameis Winston is goofy. He's known for throwing interceptions. He just doesn't seem that he can get it done, especially coming off the injury, still having a limp. So he feels as though the Saints should go out and get Baker Mayfield and start Baker Mayfield. I kind of feel like MJ Anola on the screen.
I feel the same way. Baker Mayfield, he had all the weapons he needed and couldn't do anything in Cleveland. Chubb in that running game carried that team. That's the reason they won a playoff game last season. So, I have no faith in Baker. Why do you think nobody's tried to get Baker a trade for him yet? You know what I'm saying? Nobody's knocking down the door for Baker Mayfield. Come on, man. We've seen what he can do. We've seen his best.
Right.
The sky's the limit with James.
And the thing about it too is in Cleveland, a lot of people can look at it and say, okay, the Cleveland Browns, their whole offense was focused on running with Chubb, running with Kareem Hunt, taking a load off the quarterback, right? Well, if you take the load off the quarterback and when the quarterback is, asked to make the throws that he's supposed to make, and he's not able to make those throws, especially when, like you just said, when they had Odell who was getting wide open, you had Jarvis getting wide open. And then how is it going to feel that Jarvis Landry comes to New Orleans, signs with the Saints, and then now Baker Mayfield comes to the Saints? Like, I would feel kind of played. Like, man, I try to get away from this dude. Now you trying to bring him to me? Like, nah, I'm good. And you remember, he's only on a 1-year deal. So again, you bring him. That's a wrap. That's just a wrap. But again, I don't feel as though the Saints should go after him. And listen, in OTAs, I know it's only been a couple of days, but even with Andy Dalton, a lot of people have been saying, listen, Andy Dalton has looked good. He's out there. He's building rapport up with the receivers, just like Jameis. It's new to Jameis and it's new to Andy Dalton, because if you think about it, yeah, Jameis was in the system, but he has Mike Thomas coming back. He got Olave. He got Jarvis Landry. Andy Dalton never had those players last year either. So they're both trying to build that rapport up with these wide receivers and get ready for training camp. So
that's right, Glo. Team Winston, baby.
Yeah, so again, I feel as though the media just discredits Winston a lot. He's able to make all the throws on the field. He's not that flashy type of quarterback, right? So that's why people always talk down on him. It's kind of like this. So I looked at it today. Actually, it came out, and Pro Football came out with their linebacker impact ratings, right? And it's crazy because you look at it and you say, man, number 1 is Darius Leonard from the Colts. Number 2 is Micah Parsons from Dallas. Number 3 is Demario Davis. And number 4 is Pete Werner. So in the top 4 impact linebackers in the NFL last year, 2 of them are Saints linebackers. But the thing is Pete Werner a flashy type of player? No. He does what he's supposed to do. He does what he's supposed to do.
He's that lunchbox and hard hat. He's straight working. He ain't flashy or nothing like that.
Right. And it goes back to that type of player who's able to be in the top 4 in linebacker ratings, right? Look at Jameis. Right. Jameis isn't flashy. He isn't whatever people want him to be. He's not an Aaron Rodgers. He's not a Tom Brady. But at the same time, he's proven himself. He's able to get the ball. He's won games. He's won a national championship. He was a first-round pick in Tampa. Like, I mean, Tampa didn't give him a lot to work with. I know a lot of people could say, oh, they had Mike Evans, they had Chris Godwin, but if there's no O-line, there's no running game, I mean, how much do you want him to do? That's why I feel as though with us, yeah, people question the offensive line and say, oh, man, I don't know how this player is going to work or Penning's going to work or whoever's going to work. But I just feel as though the coaches in that building know how to coach up offensive linemen, number 1. Number 2, you have one of the best running backs in the NFL, in Alvin Kamara, behind you. Yeah, he might get suspended, but they've proven time and time again when Alvin's hurt, They brought somebody else in, and they're able to do some. You know, Kamara's done his thing. Other players, Dwayne Washington, have come in and done their thing. So again, I just feel as though he's not as flashy as all the other quarterbacks, and that's why he gets the disrespect. And that's why Jameis 101 came out with that book about derangement syndrome. I feel as though there really is a lot of people that have the derangement syndrome right now.
Like you said, I don't think he's flashy, but he does draw a lot of attention because of his antics. We know that Jameis is a happy guy. He's goofy. He's funny. Yeah. So you look at other quarterbacks like Garoppolo, boring. Just do their job. They don't do nothing like interviews. They're not going to do nothing crazy. So I like Jameis. He's a happy guy. You know what I'm saying? And he really makes the team all gel, and the chemistry between him and teammates is real good. He's a teammatey kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like you say, he's not flashy, but hey, he does draw a lot of attention. He goes down the sideline talking to his linemen, talking to his receivers. He even got
in a little scuffle last year. Remember? I think it was with Traquan Smith.
I made a TikTok on that.
Yeah, he was yelling at Traquan Smith, and also too, it just shows you what type of teammate he is. They won in Tampa, or they won the game against Tampa when he got hurt. And he's in the locker room on the crutches, one leg, dancing around. That just shows you what type of person he is. He's a fun guy. He wants to have fun, but he also wants to win. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's definitely nothing wrong with that. And I think this year he's going to prove the critics wrong. He's going to win a lot of games. And then he'll start to get the respect that he deserves.
Look, Jermaine Nelson, he's saying that the elephant in the room is play calling. Well, Jermaine, guess what? When Peyton was out, the play calling duties was with Carmichael, and he did well. You have to understand, Carmichael was under Peyton for a long time. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, you being with somebody a long time, you kind of do the things they do the things you do. You know what I'm saying? So believe me, the ghost of Sean Payton is still going to be on that sideline and in that locker room.
Yeah.
Because, believe that.
And also to counter that, right? Let's say that the ghost of Sean Payton is still in the locker room with the play calling, but now you're getting play calling from a guy that has called games by himself,
right,
and has done very well. So he brings that different dynamic because
Pete Carmichael had the number one offense at 12.
That's what I'm saying.
So Nelson Jermaine, go look at your stats, baby.
Yeah. So now you got a guy that had a number one offense before. Now you give him a quarterback that could get the ball downfield.
That's
give
right,
him Olave. You give him Michael Thomas. You give him Jarvis Landry. You still got Deontay Harris. You still got Taysom Hill at tight end. I mean, like literally, man, like we say this over and over, but just think about this, right? The Saints defense is on the field. They get a 3 and out. All of them are running to the sideline. Next thing you know, they punt the ball to Deontay Harris. Deontay Harris brings the ball up to the 30, 40, 50-yard line, right? Mm-hmm. Then the punting team goes off the field, and now you got Jameis running on the field. You got Mike Thomas running on the field. You got Jarvis Landry running on the field. Olave, Kamara, Taysom Hill at tight end. Like, as a defense, looking across the field, looking at those guys coming on the field, how do you think they're going to feel? How do you think they're going to feel? Oh, man, we're going to double Mike, but, man, we got Hill. We know he's fast. Kamara out the backfield. Oh, shit. We got Chris Olave. Oh, damn. We got Jarvis Landry in the slot. Like, even if they put Deontay Harris in there, too, like, what are they going to do, dog? Like, that's why I get so frustrated and so mad when people say, oh, the Saints are only going to win 6 games this year. Like, how? Because they have a harder schedule?
Then you're coming back with the defense last year that, shut down Tom Brady. He scored 3 points in 8 quarters. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on, think about that dude, bro. I mean, that's crazy.
And let's be real, he is the GOAT because of, he has the most championship rings, more Super Bowl rings than that. But you look at it and you sit there and you really question people's, like, I don't know, intelligence, and say that, oh, they're only going to win 6 games because they have a harder schedule. As a Saints fan, I've been a Saints fan for 34 years. So you've been a Saints fan way longer than me, right? 34 years. We know that when the Saints play hard teams, they always play tough and they always win those games. When they play those teams like the Jets, the Lions, players, teams like that, that's the teams that we struggle with, we get nervous about. So us having a harder schedule, I like having a harder schedule. I think it's actually going to be a blessing in disguise for us. And also, too, remember this, the teams that you think are hard going into the season to play and on the schedule, those same teams have lost players. You know, they've lost players of free agency. So those teams are not going to be the same teams that they were last year. So as on a schedule, you might think that team is a hard sell or a hard game for us, but you just never know. It's the NFL. Anybody can be beaten on any Sunday, Monday, or Thursday.
A lot of good teams have gotten worse. A lot of good teams have stayed the same. And a lot of sad teams have gotten better.
Detroit has. The Lions,
Jets.
The Jets got better. The Lions got better. I think even Jacksonville got better. If you want to talk about that, Jacksonville even got better. So again, those type of teams that are always picking in the top 1, 2, 3, 4 every year in the draft, they're gonna try to start building their teams and getting them into a place where they can start winning, because winning brings fans, winning brings jersey sales, winning brings season ticket holders. That's what it does. So they're not gonna stay like that forever. But again, I like it. I love how people are downplaying us, and I think it's a blessing in disguise, because when you're all on the Saints and they're like, oh, they're gonna make it to the Super Bowl and they're gonna win it and they're gonna do that, we end up going to the playoffs and losing in the first round. Don't talk about us. Don't say shit about us. Say we go and win 6 games. That's fine. That's cool. But when we go to the playoffs and we smash whoever we got to smash, whether that's Tampa Bay, Green Bay, the Rams, the 49ers, whoever it has to be, when we smash them and we punch our ticket to the Super Bowl, I don't want to hear not a damn thing. And even in the Super Bowl, if we make it to the Super Bowl and y'all don't pick the Saints. For all the people out there, the media, CBS, ESPN, NBC, whatever, do not pick the Saints, because we're going to prove you wrong. Just like last year, they all picked Tampa Bay on Sunday Night Football. Oh, it's Tampa's time. They're going to beat them. This, that. What happened? They got their ass whooped. And Drew Brees was the only person that picked the Saints, and he was the smart one on set. So just do not pick the Saints. Just keep hating on us. Keep us under the radar. We'll prove you wrong. And when we do prove you wrong, I'll be here, me and Soul, and we're going to be laughing our ass off. We're going to be laughing our ass off. So For real. So, but yeah, man. So again, we're good. I'm not worried about that. And again, just going back to Jameis, I think that he's building rapport up with everybody. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Again, him being on the field, Soul, is very, very important. Building that rapport. You seen last year, he was going out to Cali. He was flying receivers out there just to build that camaraderie with them, knowing what he wants, knowing that, okay, if we're in this situation, I need you to run this, or I need you to go this route or do this, So I like it. I think it's a good thing. And for a guy to be coming off the injury that he's coming off of, and he's out there and he's willing and he's motivated, I think that's going to be huge for the Saints moving forward.
I can dig it.
Yes.
No. Can you dig it?
Yep. So, but I also want to talk about this. So, again, we talk about it, but this kind of goes to what I was just talking about. And I want to kind of get the fans' reactions too on Twitter and on Facebook. But ESPN came out with a list, right? And this list was of all the teams' off season this year. And they ranked the Saints off season 4th worst in the NFL. This is from ESPN.
Haters, bro.
How can you as an ESPN name and say that the Saints had the 4th worst offseason in the
Right.
NFL. How?
Why? How? Why? Why would you even say that? You know what I'm saying?
How?
But like I said, I'm starting to not want to even listen to all those so-called experts out there, because all the experts, where were you when you thought Tampa Bay was going to beat our ass? And it never happened. Everybody picked against us.
Yeah.
All 4 times we played them in the regular season, we were the underdogs. Not one time. And we won all 4. I want y'all to please let us be the underdogs again this year. Please.
But so, like, how can you say that we had the 4th worst offseason? We
Exactly.
lost Malcolm Jenkins. We lost Marcus Williams. We added Marcus May. We added Tyrann Mathieu. Okay.
Right.
I mean, we added Chris Olave in the draft. We added Jarvis Landry. We moved Taysom Hill from quarterback to tight end, where he should definitely be, right? Because of the mismatches that he creates. Like, I mean, how did we have? And then we added all of these guys on our D line. Street, Taco Charlton. You added all of these guys. Like, how can the Saints have the 4th worst offseason in the NFL? I just don't understand. I just don't understand it. I really don't. I don't get it.
Let them keep underestimating the New Orleans Saints, and we're gonna show them, what's up.
Yeah. What did that say? I was watching one of
sports channels where they were saying Saints and Tampa was split until one of them said we have Sorensen. Then they switched and said, "Believe me, Sorensen won't be on the field.
Sorensen won't even be. Sorensen's going to be on special teams, man.
He might not even make the team."
That's what I'm saying. So, like, you're basing them off of one player. Sorensen, come on, man. Like, it's just like I feel as though they just say stuff just to get people riled up, and I mean it's TV. I mean,
and believe me, Sorensen was upset when we signed Honey Badger, because Honey Badger gave him the blues in Kansas City. Every time Sorensen blew coverage, Honey Badger had his arms up like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
So I know he said, "Oh Lord, he gonna be on my ass again," and you know it. So I don't even think he's gonna be on the field. We have so many safeties and young guys that with potential. I mean, straight special teams, Sorensen.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think people are just looking for any type of excuse. I think they're just looking for any type of excuse to pick Tampa Bay. I mean, listen, we get it. So, right, Tom Brady, a lot of the media, they just ride Tom Brady's what. And again, he's the GOAT. I get it, but what did Tom Brady do last year? He didn't do nothing. He didn't win a Super Bowl. Yeah, he's won a lot of Super Bowls in his career. But again, the Saints still beat him. Since he's come into the NFC South, the Saints have beat him. This isn't a situation where he's in New England. He's busting the Jets' ass twice a year. He's busting Miami's ass twice a year. It's not that type of situation. You got him in the NFC South division where you constantly see him beating the Panthers. You constantly see him beating Atlanta. But when it comes to the Saints, there ain't no ass whipping coming.
You know what, Nader? Sometimes you have to know that there's always something or someone that gets under a player's skin and player has a problem with. Just like boxers. I mean, it's all about matchups. And for some reason, and it's here with Tom Brady, bro. The matchup, I think he has a fear of the Saints. He just can't play right when he's playing the Saints. It's just,
I think for me, I think it stems even back when the Saints played them on that Monday night game when he was with the Patriots. You remember that game?
Yep, I remember that game. You're talking about the Super Bowl year.
Yeah, I think
Mike McKenzie caught an interception against him.
Yeah, when they called McKenzie off,
he's always been a thorn. We've always been a thorn in Brady's side. Yeah. Always.
Yeah, so I just feel as though, again, it's a mental thing. And, you could say that the guy has overcome a lot in his career, but when it comes to the Saints, he ain't able to overcome that. You got Chauncey looking at him in his face, like, what you gonna do? You got the defense talking shit. Like, it's so funny, man. It's so funny, and I really love it. I really do. I really love it. I love going against them. And, it just, imagine if you were a player on the team, on the field while they're playing Tampa, and that you hold, this whole thing over Tom Brady's head, I would be playing with so much swag. Like, man, y'all ain't gonna do shit, man. What's up? You know? So,
Yeah.
but
Look,
I
you
love
give
it,
my
man.
boy Darren MJF Nola a shout out. Me and him, we play Madden. We serious Madden players, you know, and they leaked some of the ratings. You know, they still give Jameis no respect. 70, I think he's like a 79 or something like that. You know, no respect. Our rookie got a 75 overall, but that's usually all the rookies. I think the only rookie that got the highest was the defensive end. They got picked. Didn't he get picked first? I think they gave him like a 79 or 78 or something like that. But for all those Madden players out there, we got a tournament coming up. So anybody's interested, inbox me or Darren MJ Nola. Back to the show.
Dang. All right. I'm not on the video games like you guys, so I don't know about that. But I definitely would show up. I definitely would show up and support for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that was kind of the Saints news that I want to touch on, but I also want to kind of touch on these two things real quick. It's kind of sad to be honest, but today, man, former Cowboys running back Marion Barber, he was found dead in his house in Frisco.
Prayers
so
to his family, Prayers to his family.
He was a hard runner for the Cowboys. He passed away today at the age of 38. Actually, his birthday is on June 10th, so his birthday was going to be in 9 more days. But unfortunately, former running back of the Dallas Cowboys, Marion Barber, passed away today. And then also, too, man, on the same front is Cardinals cornerback Jeff Gladney.
Starting cornerback.
Yeah, man, their starting cornerback. He died in a car accident.
Him and his girlfriend.
Him and his girlfriend, man, and
speeding, senseless, bro. Y'all got to stop trying to show off. And I mean, you got to drive the speed limit, bro.
Yeah, man.
You know, it's crazy. So many people have died just driving fast, breaking the law. Ruggs is lucky because he was in a Corvette. He should have been dead, hitting somebody at 150 miles per hour.
That's crazy.
You know,
man.
He really, I mean, he was real lucky. But
Listen,
he's gonna pay. He's gonna pay for his crime, though.
The cars go that amount of speed limit, miles per hour, but you're not supposed to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like your car might could go 200 miles an hour, but there's no reason for you to be driving it at 200 miles an hour. I mean, even let's just be honest. Even if you're like in a rush and you're driving at 100 miles an hour, like that's enough for me. I ain't driving them 150, 200. Like you got to be crazy to be doing that type of stuff.
Right.
But again, some of them are under intoxication, under drugs. So you just never know the situation, man. It's just unfortunate for both families. The player either loses his life or goes to jail. The person that he hit loses their life or has injuries for the rest of their life. It's just unfortunate, man. So
yeah, I love MJ. I don't want nobody to take that the wrong way. Like I wanted him dead or something like that. But you in a Corvette, and you know what Corvette's made of. You know what I'm saying? So basically, you hit somebody, you doing 150 miles per hour, and and prayers go out to the young lady that passed away and her dog that burnt up in that car, man.
That's crazy.
And just senseless, bro. Just senseless. Driving 150. It's just
Listen,
everybody could have been killed.
The world that we live in right now is just senseless. Let's just be honest. I don't want to go into that, but. I mean, it's just senseless, man. Look at what happened yesterday in New Orleans at the graduation as Xavier. Like, come on, man. Like, just shooting out at random and killing an 81-year-old woman. You got all these mass shootings. Like, enough is enough, man. Like, enough is enough. Just put the guns down, man. Don't speed. Just do the right things, man. Like, I just don't understand. It's so hard to do the right thing. We teach this to our kids. We teach this to people, brothers, sisters, and like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just
sad, and not to mention all the shootings and school. Man, I don't even want to talk about it.
It's too much.
But just prayers go out to everybody that has gone through this, man.
Yeah. And like Steve Kerr said, so we keep saying prayers up, we keep saying our condolences, but man, something gotta happen, man. Enough of the bullshit. Something gotta happen. It has to stop. We all got kids. We all got, you know what I'm saying? Like we all have 81-year-old. We all have grandmothers. Like you just got to stop, man. Just got to stop. So that's just my take on it, my little rant. But again, but jumping into NBA real quick. So before we jump out of here in the next 25 minutes, but man, I want to get your take on this before we jump into the NBA finals, because a lot of people always talk about the Pelicans, and we don't say a lot about the Pelicans on the show or whatever the case may be. But I want to touch on this first because there's a lot of stuff going back and forth. But there's reports that the Pelicans are not ready to give Zion a fully guaranteed contract. So my question to you, Soul, is do you blame them?
No, I do not. Zion, my boy, I mean, you have to show us. We from Missouri now. So you have to show us that you can play. Maybe we'll give it to you halfway through the season, but you got to earn some of that money, bro. You got to play at least 40-some games. Why I even think about it? Without any injuries, without any limping, without any soreness, anything like that. We want to make sure, man, before we give you that kind of money, man. That's serious big bag. That's big bag there. So we're
looking at about $150-170 million contract. It's a lot of money to invest. But again, I think they are going to invest the money. I just don't know how the deal is going to be structured. And the reason why I say that is kind of like
should have a bunch of incentives and where he earns.
Yeah, it's kind of like how the Saints do with players. They give them, a signing bonus, and then they have all of these incentives factored in, just so that way if they do hit them, they don't feel bad about paying the player because, hey, they hit their goal, they hit what they had in the contract. But for Zion, again, I feel like he needs to prove himself. He needs to be able to stay on the court. We can't have this whole Anthony Davis situation with Zion where, he's in the game and he plays 10 games and then he's out for 10 games and then he's back for 5 and then he's out for 20. And then it's just too much inconsistency.
Exactly.
Paying that type of money for that type of inconsistency, it just isn't the right move. It really isn't. Now, what Zion brings to the Pelicans, if he is healthy moving forward, it's kind of the same thing with the Saints. I think the key word with the Saints and Zion, or even the Pelicans, is just health. You got to stay healthy. If you stay healthy, both teams can do really good next year, and both teams have what it takes. I mean, you look at the NBA and you look at the Pelicans, you got Zion, you got Brandon Ingram, you got CJ McCollum, you got, Jonas, you got Herb Jones. The bench is really nice. You got Alvarado. I mean, they have some key pieces. I mean, looking at it from a perspective of next year, I think that the Pelicans can be top 5 in the West. I really do. I really think that they could be a top 5 team, and they could make a lot of noise, and they could put a lot of pressure on those top, 1, 2, 3 teams in the West that are constantly coming out every year. They really could, because now you got Zion on the court, right? Who are you going to double? Most of the doubles were coming for BI last year because, obviously you have McCollum, we know what he's able to do, but a lot of the double teams were focused on BI. Now you got Zion with BI and McCollum. Like, again, it's kind of like the Mike Thomas situation, right? Like, if you double Mike Thomas, you still got Olave and Landry. If you double Zion or if you double Brandon Ingram, you still got Zion, you still got McCollum, you still got Herb Jones. Like, there's a lot of.
We are deep.
It's deep.
We really have a deep roster, and somebody that's good is gonna get cut or traded. I mean, it's facts. We can't keep everybody.
And here's the thing too. So they still got the number 8 pick in the draft.
Right.
So
we still got that guy. Whoever we get.
But I've been seeing some like trade packages and stuff that people have been throwing out, that they wish could happen, like Miles Turner for Jonas Valanciunas and maybe the 8th pick for somebody else. I don't know. There's a lot of things that is going to happen from now into the draft, but I feel as though right now the Pelicans with Zion 100% healthy are a top 5 team in the West next year.
Let me just say this about the NBA Finals, the matchup right now. Woo! Y'all know that the Boston Celtics have, and the Boston Celtics and the Minneapolis / Los Angeles Lakers have 17 championships between them. So they're going to break that tie, if Boston wins. But I'm going to tell you like this, Marcus Smart is the heart of that team, I think. And Tatum is a beast, beast scorer. You've seen him in action. But when I look over there at Golden State and I look at the caliber and the shooters and the experience, over there, man, it's just hard for me to pick against those guys, and I don't want them, be honest, I don't want them to win another one because they tied with the Bulls. The Bulls got 6 and they got 6. So, I'm a Bulls man, you know what I'm saying? So, but I can't pick Boston over Golden State, I mean, Klay Thompson, Steph, then you got the
Jordan Poole.
Oh man, you still got the garbage man.
Got Draymond.
Yeah, Draymond, that's your Dennis Rodman, so I think it's gonna be a good series, but I think it'll be over. I'm gonna say I think it'll be over in 6.
I think so too. I say 6-2. I got the nod, obviously going to Golden State. I like Curry. That's my favorite player. So obviously I'm a root for my dog. I want Curry to get the Finals MVP because I'm just tired of people saying that he's not able to get the Finals MVP. And it's crazy because you think about it. The guy has been to the Finals how many times, right? And has been an NBA champion how many times? And a lot of people don't even make it to the Finals, right? But for this guy to go to the Finals consistently, winning championships consistently, and the one thing that the haters are out there saying is, oh, well, he won some championships. He did it. The first one was he didn't need a super team. The next 2 was with the super team. Like
I'm not rooting for the Celtics. No, because they was in the East. So I'm not rooting for the Celtics, but I'm just saying I can't go against Golden State playing them.
But the question is this, right? If Steph wins it again, right? It's a team effort, don't get me wrong. But if Steph gets the Finals MVP, he shuts all the haters down, right? But the biggest thing for me is kind of like last year, right? Giannis won the championship. And what was the number one thing that people were saying? Oh, well, Giannis won a championship and didn't have to create a super team. He had Chris Middleton. He had Holiday. It wasn't a super team, right? Mm-hmm. Well, what are y'all going to say about Golden State? Because the first championship, people forget. They're like, oh, they won it. They're good. They know how to shoot threes. They're, the second and third championship, people say, oh, KD. It was all because of KD.
And I don't think they needed KD.
They didn't. And they called KD, and they asked KD to come, and they begged him to come, and he came, and then they won, right? Right? And KD is this and that because he left the Thunder after the Warriors put them out of the playoffs, right? And now he's joining them and creating a super team.
Let me tell you something.
That's the thing. So I don't
think KD helped them win a championship. I think Golden State helped KD win a championship.
And that's the thing. And that was the thing that was the debate yesterday on social media because Draymond Green was saying that people were Steph Curry has 7 times more. People were focused more on Steph Curry than they were KD. And if you go back and look at the footage, they had a lot of those teams that they played in the playoffs, the Clippers, all of those teams, they were focused more on KD. They were focused.
That's one thing that Jordan did.
But those teams, so they were focused more on Curry, I should say. They were focused more on Curry. That's why KD was getting wide open shots, dunks. He was doing his thing. Don't get me wrong, putting up 40, putting, 50 up. But, Steph Curry helps the spacing on the floor. He really does. And you got a guy like Klay who's in the corner shooting threes, who's hot. He could put up 40, 50 points a game, like when back then, he could do that. So I don't know, man. I just feel as though now a lot of the critics and a lot of the haters are just going to say, oh, if they win it, they won it, and then just give them their props and then move on. But again, are y'all going to have that same energy for the Warriors if they win without a super team, just like you did last year with Giannis and without having a super team? So I don't know. Yeah. But again, I'm going Warriors in 6. I hope Curry goes off. I hope he wins the Finals MVP. And so you watch Magic Johnson play, right? So when you look at point guards, best point guards in the NBA, in NBA history, if Curry does what he's supposed to do in this finals, do you put him top 3?
Definitely as a scoring point guard, definitely. Steph Curry is the best shooter I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been around a long time, man. You know, this dude is just dead eye. He's higher than a sniper, bro. This dude, you know, we call people snipers, you know, over the years, shooters, you know what I'm saying? But this guy is just crazy. We call it what we call it? Like a game. He's like a damn video game.
Yeah. And
they
say on TV it's Steffortless.
Right.
You know? But
right.
I don't know,
probably
man.
made that name up. He always making a crazy name.
But I do think it's going to be a good matchup. I mean, watching Marcus Smart play on Curry is going to be a good matchup. You got Clay. I don't know who's going to be sticking Tatum. Probably Clay. Draymond Green. You know, I don't know if he might be sticking Brown. I don't know what's going to happen. But you got Al Horford. But I don't know, man. It's kind of a toss up. I just hope it's a good finals. I hope it's not like the Western and Eastern Conference finals where it's like, you know, the Western Conference finals, I should say, where it's like, man, they beat the shit out of them, and then now it's on to the finals. So
when do they start up? Tomorrow night?
Yeah, tomorrow night.
Gave them both a little rest. You know
what's weird? You know what's weird though? One question that I thought about is usually the number one team or the team with the highest record would start out and, you know, have the home court advantage. Well, the Warriors finished 4th in the West and the Celtics finished 2nd in the East. But yet the Warriors have the home court advantage, which is crazy. And I don't have any complaints about that at all.
It don't matter how they finish, it's their records. So was Golden State's record better than the Celtics?
I don't know.
That's probably what the deal was right there. They probably had a better record. So even though they're coming out the West and they were ranked a certain, you know, thing in the West, they still might have had a better record than the Celtics. That's why they get the home field.
Yeah, and so one thing I do want to say before we jump off is that we got to give Steve Kerr credit. You know, we got to give Steve Kerr credit as a coach because, you know, the last 2 years, man, the Warriors have been ridiculed with nothing but injuries. You know, you got Klay Thompson. He was out for 2 years. He's a huge part of their team, huge part of their spacing. He helps Steph. He helps Draymond. He helps everybody, right? And then in those 2 years, they were developing Jordan Poole. They were getting Jordan Poole in line. Steph was teaching them. Klay was teaching them. And then now you got a guy like Jordan Poole who comes in the game, who's consistently putting up 17 to 20 points a game off the bench, who's bringing that, you know, that fire off the bench, pushing the ball down court, doing layups, doing dunks, doing whatever, shooting from where Steph shoots from and making them. And now, and then you just got Draymond doing his thing, Klay doing this. It's so hard to contain all of that. And I just feel as though with Boston, yeah, you have Tatum. You know Tatum's going to put up 20 plus a game. Jaylen Brown has been playing lights out this in the playoffs. He's been putting up 20 points a game, right? Marcus Smart, you can definitely get 11, 12 points out of him every game. But it's the guys like Al Horford. It's, you know, like that's the question mark. What is Al Horford going to do? You know, Al Horford was the guy who, you know, in the Milwaukee series, he was getting 17 points a game. And then against Miami, he was only scoring like 6 points a game, averaging 6 points a game. So those guys are going to have to step up. And I don't know if they'll be able to step up. We'll see. But that's going to be a huge factor. Look out for that Al Horford situation, because if Al Horford is not able to get his game up,
that's a big piece.
That's a big piece. That's a big piece. And I think the Warriors just run with it.
Out the pie. Now, let me say this. Last night, you know, and I hope he's listening. That's my brother. That's my little brother. Last night, me and him stayed up late, just going back and forth with mean texts toward each other, saying who we thought was the GOAT. You know, Jordan or LeBron. Now, you know, this one came up. All of a sudden, this always comes up. And, you know, I say Jordan is the GOAT. You know, I don't know what y'all say. You know, I'm waiting to start hearing some comments. But usually the younger guys, they the younger guys always going to go with LeBron because that was their era and they came up with LeBron. But if you go look, just pull up Michael Jordan's mixtape and just watch it, bro. It's just unbelievable. It's just awesome. And that's not the reason he's the GOAT. You know, that's not the reason I feel he's the GOAT. I feel Michael Jordan, like I said, is the GOAT because you have to be, it goes off of consistency and just, you know, defense, being a defensive player, being an offensive player, making people around you better, you know, and in clutch situations, he never chokes. He never choked. You know what I'm saying? And he has 6 championships. He's 6-0. 6 times there, 6 wins, and also 6 MVPs. I mean, how can you, you know, how can you not say he's the GOAT?
And with Jordan, so, you know, I agree. And with Jordan, you know, Jordan changed the landscape of the NBA just in general. You had a guy who created his own shoe, right? He created Nike was just booming at that time, right? He had everybody wearing his shoes. It was a style. It was the thing, right? You had that. They made it to the Olympics, right? They made it to the Olympics. They changed the whole game when they won the Olympics, right? That was huge. And that wasn't just him, but I mean, he was a huge part in that. Then you had him, like you said, you know, winning the 6 championships, you know, being able to do it consistently, and even watching the documentary, right? Just seeing the passion that he had in winning and wanting to win. And he was going through so much bullshit outside of playing basketball to where he still was staying focused and determined. And he still was going out every night, putting up 30, 40 points and winning games. So,
and look, they just did a interview with some of they interviewed KD. KD, who's the number 1, the best basketball player? KD, Michael Jordan. Mid-range jumper, Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dunker, Michael Jordan. You know, making people around him better. Defense, Michael Jordan. You know, and that's KD. Some people say he's the best in basketball right now. You know, and they talk to some of the older guys. They're the same way. Yeah. You know, MJ. So, you know, LeBron's career isn't even over yet. You know, to be in the conversation because, let me tell you, LeBron, maybe in the next 3, 4, 5 years, might choke some more. He's 3-5 in championships. 3-5. Went 8 times to the finals. Only won 3 championships.
Right.
Jordan won 6. Won 6.
Yeah, I mean the numbers. Yeah, I mean the numbers speak for themselves. The numbers speak for themselves for sure. I just and you also got to look at it from this perspective too, right? Mm-hmm. This past year for the All-Star game, right? They did the 50th player or 75th player anniversary or whatever of the top 75 players ever, right? Who was the last player that they introduced? Do you remember?
Wait, I didn't go ahead read that. Look, I was looking at Jeremy, you know, making me blush.
So the thing is, this past All-Star break, right, in Cleveland.
Thank you, Jay.
They did the 75th anniversary, the 75th anniversary of the 75 top players, right? Who was the last person that they introduced?
The last person? I don't remember.
Who was the last person? Who was the last person to come out?
You talking about the 75th person?
Yep. Mm-hmm. No, it wasn't. They did it like that. They did it from 75 to 1. So who was the top
first?
Who was the Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan actually showed up, right? They thought he wasn't going to show up. They was all taking pictures and posting on social media of LeBron and Kareem and all of these players, right? Mm-hmm. And then next thing you know, Mike shows up.
What's up,
and they
Jay?
thought he wasn't going to show up. And he was the number 1 player that the number 1 of the top 75 is Michael Jordan. And he comes out, everybody's high-fiving and going crazy, right? Again, he did a lot. He did a lot for the NBA. He did a lot for the NBA, not only with the shoes, not only with the advertisement, him and Spike Lee. He just did a lot, man. He did a lot for the NBA, and he's still doing a lot for the NBA. When you think of basketball, you think of Michael Jordan. When you think of shoes, you think of Michael Jordan. When you think of Space Jam, you think of who? Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan opened the doors up for LeBron to
This
have
dude,
a shoe company,
yeah,
to go on Space Jam and create his own
right.
Space Jam. You know, it's
That's
just
the best Space Jam. That second one, LeBron. I hate to
you
say
like
it,
the
bro.
second one.
He can't. I don't like the second one. No,
I don't know.
the
Hell no. I'm
original,
going
bro.
Jordan.
The original. The only sequel that I could think of that was better than the original was that Top Gun. You got to go see that Top Gun, dog.
He's sold on that Top Gun.
And Top Gun,
So,
dog. Look,
listen,
you see
y'all.
these babies back here?
Listen,
That Top Gun, bro. That's a beast.
Top Gun and paid
I
so
have
to say
addiction
that.
for these boys.
You heard me? Top Gun and paid so to say that like 10 times on the
I wish. Just give me 10% of what that movie made, bro.
Man, that's
I'll be
crazy.
sitting
Man.
good.
But I think
hey.
Jordan all the time, man. Jordan, and again, the NBA was played in a different way back then. It was more aggressive. You know,
you had hand checking. You can't even hand check now.
You had the bad boys.
Everybody
you had
said
Bill
Jordan
Lambier. You had
right.
Bill Lambier punching, elbowing, Mike. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different era. But I will say
today's NBA, Jordan would stay at the line. He would average 45 to 50 points a game.
But so if you look at it from an era standpoint, Jordan was the best in his era. LeBron is the best in his era. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. And I mean by era, I'm not saying all the time. I'm just saying in eras. The younger generation, like you said, is gonna say LeBron because that's all they saw. We're gonna say Michael Jordan because that's all we saw, and we know what he did. So again, era-wise, Jordan is the best of his era. LeBron is the best.
Then when you say best player NBA
ever,
the best player NBA history, or the best player ever, then you have to look at the body of work, what they did, the less years. You have to understand, LeBron, he didn't even go to college. So that's why he was able to stay in the NBA as long. That's why he's still good. Them 3-4 years that you spent in college, bro, you didn't have to, he went straight from high school.
Yeah.
So that's really cheating. You know what I'm saying? And he still only got 3 championships.
I mean, but even giving him that lead, you still got Jordan in the mix. And Jordan is the best. So even a lead, even giving somebody a lead, he still didn't win. So again, I'm not faulting him. You know what? I'm not saying that. But again, if I had to pick, I would say Jordan because that's what we grew up on. That's what we know. And you know, LeBron is LeBron. He does a lot. Don't get me wrong. Don't take away from him. Yeah, he got his rings. He does a lot for the community. He does a lot for kids. Let's just not take away from that because I feel as though that's a huge part, not only in the game, but what you do outside of the game too is very important. And also too, so let's be real. With LeBron, you never heard of, oh, LeBron cheated on his wife, or he did this, or he's talking to this person.
Like, give him time.
Yeah, so far he's been a solid dude, you know.
Yeah, he's been a solid dude, you know. But like I said, you know, Jordan, one thing about Michael Jordan, you know, he might have had problems with, you know, infidelity and things like that, you know, but, you know, I don't think he ever used drugs or anything like that. And that was when he came into the Bulls, they had a lot of drug usage on those teams when he was a rookie. And he talked about that in The Last Dance, you know, and he was able to stay away from that shit and just focus on his game, focus on winning. And you know, I applaud him for that. You know what I'm saying?
And also too, so one thing that we're not talking about, and actually Jerry brought it up, is that Mike won all his rings with one team.
Exactly.
LeBron won with the Cavs. He won with the Heat. He got one with the Lakers. Now, a lot of people might say, some people debate that and say, well, which one is more impressive? A guy that won 3 championships with 3 different teams, or one that won 6 with the same team?
Won 6 with the same team, I would say. And because, like I said, LeBron has been to the finals and we've seen him choke. Jordan never choked in the finals. Jordan never choked when the game was on the line. Never. LeBron has, you know, and that's one thing, man, that, you know, you could say. And you know, another thing is Michael Jordan, one thing, when he was playing, that was it. That was his life. Once he stepped away from the game, he don't even broadcast. He's not an analyst. He said, hey, look, I'm a chill.
That's because he got him for that. He got a lot of money, so
right. I admire him for that, bro.
He probably
You know?
get about 5 to 10 G's out of me every year off of shoes, bro.
Right. This dude just got checks coming in from everywhere. Still getting paid for them Jordans.
Gatorade, still got everything, man.
Right.
And he owns the Hornets,
Right.
So he's still making money.
You're right, Jerry.
Yeah, he making money.
The Hornets start winning. That's more money on top of the money he got. He don't even need that.
But here's the thing: now they have a player that they could build their team around in LaMelo. So again, I don't know, man. That's one team to be on the lookout for in the East. Hopefully they get their stuff together. But listen, man, great show. Appreciate everybody tuning in.
Yeah.
I definitely want to give a few shout outs before we leave. First of all, man, again, big shout out to Element. Element, again, is our official sponsor, man. Make sure y'all definitely go buy your Element lemonade at your local Rouse's. Listen, I drink this like 5 times a day. This lemonade is so good. I'm waiting for Soul to pass by my house and get his cases. Hopefully he does that tomorrow. If he doesn't, I'm going to drink them. So, so you got that. And then we're also now sponsored by Bayou Furniture. Bayou Furniture has all your furniture needs, man. Mattresses, beds, couches.
Nader, we made a mistake. Hold on. We made a mistake. Jerry brought it to my attention. You're right. LeBron has 4 championships.
4, yeah.
4. Yeah, he got 2 with the Heat, 1 with the Cavs. He went home and got 1 with his hometown team. And
one in a bubble. And 1 in a bubble.
Yeah, that shouldn't even count. But
question mark.
Yeah, 1 in a bubble. Yeah, question mark on that one. All right, I'm sorry, Nader. I'm sorry for interrupting you. Go ahead.
No, you good. So again, man, Element, Bayou Furniture. So big shout out to Bayou Furniture. Bayou Furniture reached out to me, man. They said they love what we're doing. They wanted to be a sponsor of Sports Overtime in the show. So make sure y'all go and cop any furniture needs from Bayou Furniture. Y'all need a bed, y'all need a dresser, you need a mattress. They will take care of you. Just tell them Nader and Soul sent you and Sports Overtime sent you, and they will give you a huge discount. So definitely shout out to them. Also, too, man, I want to give a big shout out to my boy Tony, who is throwing the 4th of July Jam Fest, Summer Jam Fest. Yep, Summer Jam Mega Fest, I should say, in Baton Rouge. Listen, man, this concert is gonna be crazy. It's obviously you got Moneybagg Yo performing, Lotto, Frito Bang.
You going there? You gonna scoop me up?
Yeah, I'll go. You could come with me if you want to go. I'm definitely going for sure. I'm definitely going. I gotta show support to my boy. But if y'all want to go, man, make sure y'all go cop y'all tickets on Ticketmaster. The seats are cheap right now. Do not wait until the last minute. I'm telling you, the floor seats is like $70. You know, floor seats usually cost like $100, $150. They $70 right now. So go cop y'all floor seats. Now, another thing that I want to promote is my homeboys cruise, because we gonna be on a cruise next year. The Saints cruise, me and Soul. I already booked my cabin. We're in there. I'm gonna have so much fun. I just hope I don't get in trouble. So you gotta watch out. You gotta hold me back from having too much fun. But we're gonna have Chopper. You got DJ Richie Rich. Who else we got? Ricky Jackson.
We got Ricky Jackson, Tyrone Hughes. That's my co-host. We got MJ Anola that's gonna be performing. And Michael Jackson, he cut it up this year when we went on the cruise. We had so much fun, y'all. We have 4 private events on the boat. 4 private events. We have one event where you get free drinks. You can get blasted. Free drinks. And we're gonna have appetizers this year. They didn't have the appetizers this year because of the COVID and everything. Mm-hmm. But we should be back to appetizers, free drinks.
Listen, y'all want to get if they want to get blasted, they could take my drinks, because I don't drink. But I'm telling you, I'm gonna be super hyped up on this boat. So I'm gonna be making y'all even get more blasted.
Right.
So yeah, make sure y'all book y'all cabins. What is it? $75 Soul?
Right now, she's supposed to let me know if the $50 per person to book your cabin is extended. If not, it's probably gonna go back up to $75 or $100. Whichever the case, y'all need to go ahead, because the money does go, whether it's 50 or 100, it goes towards your balance.
Right.
and the price of the cabins ain't gonna change, so it don't matter. I would rather put more money on my cabin than less anyway.
Right.
So you know,
and
it
then
don't matter.
also too, guys, remember, you're not asked to pay this whole lump sum amount of money.
Oh no,
you could put put your starter money up there, $50, $100, whatever it may be.
right. The
And then
balance don't have to be paid till January of
you can
23.
pay on it monthly, weekly, $20,
Exactly.
whatever you want to do. So again, join us on Soul Saints Cruise next year, man. And it's going down April 22nd through the 27th. We're going to Progreso, Mexico, and Cozumel, man. And we're going to be doing sports overtime live on the beach. So that's going down in a major way.
It's going to be on, baby.
If I have a six-pack by that time, I'll do the show with no shirt on. For all
and
the
let me tell you, tomorrow, please check out the show. We got a special guest. It's a surprise. So y'all make sure y'all tune in tomorrow on Tell It Like It Is Sports Talk Podcast with my boy Mike T. And Hakeem, the Dream.
Hakeem. Hakeem. I told him
he dropped the ball. Hakeem dropped the ball.
He dropped the ball. The Saints.
Yep. Saints have won their first playoff game, man.
And then we went and played Minnesota with Carl Pepper and Carter and Robert Smith and got our ass whipped. So it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, that's the pass, man. That's the pass,
man. But again, man, thank y'all to everybody that tuned in. We really appreciate you guys. Again, please let us know if you. One more thing. So for everybody that's on here, really quick, I'm working on doing something. And my next big mission is to buy 30 wheelchairs. There's a lot of people out there right now that have, reached out to me saying that it's hard for them to get a wheelchair when they take their parents to their appointments at the hospital. So what I'm thinking about doing is I'm thinking about buying 30 wheelchairs. I'm already going to buy 3. Each one is $300. So I'm on my end, I'm going to buy 3. We already got 2 other people that bought 1 each. So
how much are the wheelchairs?
Huh?
How much are they?
They $300 a piece. 300. Yeah. So we got 5 so far.
That's motorized?
No, it's just the ones that they could fold and fold back that way they could bring
them things high. Yeah, man, first of all, they shouldn't even sell them that high, man.
I know, man. That's the thing. So we're trying to help as best as we can. So if anybody on here wants to help and donate to help us with that, it doesn't matter. You could donate whatever, $5, $10, $100, $50, whatever it may be. Again, it's going to a good cause. We're just trying to help the community. And also, too, we're obviously still doing our thing with feeding the homeless every Thursday. But again, if y'all want to help out with the wheelchairs, that's one thing that I'm really trying to do. And we will accomplish the goal. I don't know how long it's going to take, but we got to raise a certain amount of money to do it. And so we will do it, but we just need help. I can't do it by myself. So if y'all want to help us out or help me out, please let me know. And I definitely appreciate it for sure.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to my boy Nader, man. One thing about this dude right here, man, he is a good dude. I ain't gonna lie, bro. You don't find to see this dude right next to me, man. It's a good dude right here.
I appreciate it, man.
This dude, I went out with him to feed the homeless one time, bro. Just take time out of his day. We went to Cane's. They got some good food now. Homeless ain't never ate this good, man. They had Cane's with the sauce and the bread.
So like, man, give me one of them.
Give me one of them, yeah.
Nah, man, it's just I appreciate that.
He's a good dude, man. Good heart, man. And for all the people that hate on this man, and it's sad, but you got that in the world. So all you can do is pray for him, and move on and continue doing what you're doing. Don't let nothing hurt you. Just like me, I have people that hate on me. I just keep going, man. I just keep going. At one time, being a super fan was so fun and so nice. Everybody was together as one. You have so many different cliques out there now, man. It's crazy. It's sad. But guess what? As long as we all for the same thing, represent our city, represent our team, and cheer them on, I don't care. What I'm saying? I love everybody. I have no enemies. I have nobody that I don't like, and I hope the same for me. But, you're going to always have somebody that's going to hate.
It's life, man.
Somebody's not going to not like you, man.
Yeah, it's life,
and it's
man.
sad.
It's sad.
This world, right. Look at this world right now, man. We need to come together. It's
Yeah.
terrible out here. It's terrible, bro.
Sad,
Satan walks on this earth, bro, right now, man. You seen it.
Yeah.
You know, and
so one thing, man, one thing that, you know, a lot of people always ask me, they're like, man, you like, you know, you really be like going so hard to feed people that you don't know, or you go so hard to try to help people that you don't know. And it's like, it's not even about that. Like, it's not about retweets and likes on Facebook or Twitter or any of that stuff, man. It's like literally, it's just trying to help people, man. Like, you know, I feel as though one thing that people forget about and don't talk about a lot, man, is that when you die, the only thing you taking with you is your good or your bad deeds. And so again, I want my good deeds to outweigh my bad. So that's why I do this every week, man. I don't, you know, people always tell me, so they like, you know, why don't you just feed the homeless once a week? I mean, once a month. I'm like, well, the people got to eat every week, just like you. If you were out there, would you want somebody out there to just feed you once a month? Or if they were able to, would you want them to bring you a meal every Thursday? And they said every Thursday. I'm like, exactly. So again, this is something that I've put my heart and soul into, man. Seriously, like when you say soul saint, like literally, I put my heart and soul into doing this every week, man.
Exactly.
On my day off, I go out there. I try to help as best as I can. I'm not bragging about doing it. I just feel so good when I go out there and I do it. I look forward to it every week. And so now being able to feed the homeless and then now working on something outside of the homeless and trying to buy these wheelchairs for people that really need them. I think for me, it's a blessing that I'm even able to have these thoughts in my head to even get the ball rolling on these type of things. So
and let me say this, man. Then I'm gonna let it go.
Yeah,
you know, because like while we talking, you talking your side, and I'm talking my side. You know, just like with my mom. My mom passed away of breast cancer back in 2010.
God rest her
so
soul.
Whenever I have a chance to donate to breast cancer awareness, to help the victims, you know, because when they get cancer and they lose their hair, they need wigs. They need makeup to make themselves, you know, look beautiful. Even the ones that choose to be bald, they're beautiful, you know. But they can't pay their rent. They can't pay because they have to stop working because of this cancer. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I look for and try to help with people. And, you know, have people that say, oh, your breast cancer charity is this, and you faking, you taking people money. I mean, come on, man. Do I have to do that? If I had an event and I just wanted to say, okay, it's $20 a person to get in, you know, I could just collect that money and say, I'm just making money.
Right.
You know, but do I have to use a breast cancer charity and say, oh, I'm doing this for breast cancer and be lying about it?
Well, that's the thing.
I do something like that.
And that's the thing, you know? Too, man. Like I feel your pain on that. I really do. I feel your pain because it's like, for me, like when I first started doing it and even doing it now, right? I'll get people that donate $5, $10, $20 a week, right? And, you know, it takes $300 a week to do this, man. To feed the homeless, it takes $300 a week. It's not cheap. So you'll get people that donate to you. And out of respect, you know, you want to post a video. This one thing I can pride myself on. When every time I've ever fed the homeless for a year and a half, we've been doing it for a year and a half straight. So I've never in my life shown one homeless person on my video. The only thing that I show is the food in my trunk before I even go out there and pass it out. And the reason for that is because I do that so people who do donate, whether it's $1, $5, $10, it shows those people where your money is going. Because just like you said, so if I wasn't posting anything, then people would come back and say, oh, well, he ain't posting nothing. He ain't doing nothing like that. He must be taking our money. So again, it's
I'm gonna be honest, Nader.
If you do, damned if you don't.
Right. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, you collect a lot of money, so you have to do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's sad, but I don't get that much money or get people like that, like you do. You know, and it's wonderful that you do that and you get the following. I wish I got the following. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, I mean, and I'm glad that you leave a paper trail and everything. So people see. I'm glad you're transparent. You know, and the same thing, just like me on my profile page. If you want to anonymously leave donate to breast cancer, there's a link right there on my Facebook page. You could just do that. You don't have to say who you are, what, you know. Like I say, I don't try to do this whenever I have money, even my own money. I
Yeah,
might
me
give.
too. So,
You know what I'm saying?
and that's the
So
thing.
I don't have to have
So
an event to do it.
I'm gonna
You
be
know what I'm
honest
saying?
with
It
you.
comes from my heart.
So I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is some real stuff, man. Like last year when I went through my situation on social media, right? Everybody was talking shit about me, and was saying all of these bad things about me, and those are people that didn't know me, right? But when all of that stuff went down, a lot of people stopped donating to the cause because they didn't want to be affiliated with what I had going on, right? So not only did you try to mess over me, right, but you messed over the homeless people at the same time, right, that needed these meals. So you know what I did? So I said, you know what? I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna argue with anybody. I'm just gonna man up and do what I gotta do. You know what I did? I started driving Uber, and every week, so I would go out and I'd make $300, and that $300 that I made, so I would put that and go feed the homeless that week. So you can't tell somebody they doing it for clout, they doing it for retweets and shares and people that, you know what I'm saying, that make you seem like you're a good person. Like people are just dumb, bro. Like they just say stupid shit. But what other person is out there?
Roderick?
What other person is out there doing this every single week? And sometimes when we don't get money sold, I'm putting out of my pocket. I'm going drive Uber. I'm going make money to feed these people. So again, instead of talking bad about us, come out there and lend a hand, come out there and show support, come out there, you know what I'm saying, come out there and really see what we see through our eyes, instead of you being over the keyboard typing, oh man, F Nader, or F what he does, and he's doing this and he's stealing and he's you know what I'm saying. There's no reason to steal. We out here working, men, we work, we got job. I got a job, good paying job. I work. I try to do as best as I can. I got a family. I got a mortgage. I got a lot of stuff going on. But even with all of that stuff going on, I try to do as many good deeds as I can. And I'm going to continue to do that, whether people like it, they hate it. You don't like me?
Right.
Oh, well. You
I'm
don't
going to
like
come out there. I'm going to come
well.
out there. Give me a call tomorrow, man. I'm going to come out there with you because I'm going to be over there on the South Shore. I'm going to come out there with you again, help you out. You still dealing with Canes?
Same thing, bro. It's the
Same thing.
It's the same method every week, man. Every week, every Thursday, man. And you know what's crazy, Soul, is these people be lined up out there on Thursday at the same time, knowing I'm about to pull up. And that's what makes me as a man, Soul, that's what makes me go hard, because it's like these people are dependent on me, man. If I don't show up, I know their mood gonna be messed up. They're gonna be mad. They're gonna be set. Like I'm gonna tell you, last week shit crushed me, bro. It really did. They had we had 100 meals, right? We passed them out, so and it only took, and I timed it. It only took 7 minutes. 7 minutes to give out 100 meals. I gave out the 100 meals, so a lady walked up with her daughter. She was 7 years old, bro. They homeless. She said, y'all gave out all the food? I said, yeah, I'm sorry. I said, but look, I felt so bad, bro. It hurt me, dog. I said, man, I'm just stay right here. She's like, what? I said, I'm going back to Cane's and I'm buying y'all both a box combo. She said, for real? I was like, yes. I said, just please stay right here. I'm coming right back. You got my word. The lady stayed under the bridge, bro. I went and grabbed the Cane's and brought it back to her and her daughter, bro. She was so happy. She was like, man, we haven't been able to eat.
That's wonderful, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and it all comes back. So we help people. It comes back. It all comes back.
What's up, Francine? Who that?
It all comes back, man. So again, if y'all want to help us out, man, not only just me, but Souls, breast cancer charity, let us know, man. We really would appreciate it. We just two dudes out here trying to do good things. And we just
look, let me tell y'all, man, everybody that's out there doing their thing, we respect y'all. But I mean, it's not about just always showing, that you this or you that. Do something to help somebody.
Right.
Do something. Everybody's out there hating. Most of the people that hate are not doing anything. Because if they was doing something from their heart and giving to the homeless, giving to a charity or something, doing something like that, then they can relate to what you're doing, and maybe the devil change them and make them think differently. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always somebody who's not doing nothing that's hating on you.
Yeah,
they're not doing anything.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the sad part about it. They're not doing anything, but just dealing with them.
And that's social media, you know. That's how social media is these days. You know, people always gonna talk about you. They're gonna say whatever they want about you. They're gonna make up lies about you. They're gonna say, oh, this person is doing this person did that. Oh, this person did this 10 years ago, 12 years ago. Listen, 12 years ago is not today. We are different people. Nobody that watches this show or in this chat or is commenting is the same person they were 12 years ago. Right? We've all grown. We've all matured. We've all had skeletons in our closets. We've all grown from that. We've gotten, you know, we've started families, gotten married, had kids. You know what I'm saying? We're not the same people we were when we're 22, 23 years old. So when people want to hate and just bring up old shit, it's like, listen, you could keep bringing up the old shit. The old shit, it doesn't matter. The old shit is done. The old shit is over with. We're talking about what's going on today. Just because you see somebody that you grew up with or you seen 10, 12, 13 years ago that's doing something positive in the community or is doing something positive for his life and his family and buying a house for his kids, don't sit there and try to downplay those people because you ain't been doing nothing. You know why you haven't been doing nothing? You know the reason why you guys haven't excelled is because you always hating on people. When you always hating on people, God ain't gonna excel you. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to excel you because you keep showing that type of energy. You get the energy that you put out. So if you putting out negative energy, you're going to have negative stuff happen to you. That's just what it is.
Well, we sorry, y'all. Hey, we sorry that we had to put y'all. We just
sorry, I'm sorry.
We just vented. But we hope y'all enjoyed the show.
Yeah, man, we appreciate y'all. I'm sorry for ranting, but it just sucks, man, because it's like you do so much, you try to do so much from your heart to help people, and there's always these few people on social media, Twitter, whatever, they try to bring you down. Oh, Nader said this 10, 12 years ago. Oh, Nader's this, Nader's that. And it's like, bro, y'all holding on to something that we were all laughing at back in the day. Now you butthurt about it. Like, it's stupid. But again, we're going to continue to push. We're going to continue to help people. And whether people like that or not, I don't give a shit. It is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And hey, look, remember, Soul love y'all. You know, the people that I was real tight with and just stopped dealing with me for no reason because of somebody else that might have been their friend that I stopped dealing with or I had a little problems with. I mean, come on, bro. It's all love. And, you know, I just hope that we can unite and change, you know, because there's so much ugly out there. It's so much hate in the world. It's so much, Satan walks the earth, man. Let me tell y'all, bro. You know, you see it every day. I mean, I'm through venting. I'm through venting. See y'all tomorrow on Tell It Like It Is. Make sure y'all tune in.
Tune in, man. We'll see y'all next week. Next week, Tuesday, man. I'm sorry we had to move the show to Wednesday, but next week, Tuesday night, 7 p.m. We'll see y'all, man. Thank y'all for tuning in to Sports Overtime. And we out.
We out. Saints plus Soul equals Super Bowl. We about to go out with that Saints anthem. Let's roll.
Saints our favorite team. Who that on the scene for show and no. Living the dream.
Before we in the zone, let me put it on your mind. My New Orleans Saints get it right on time. Our main objective, put a winner on the field. Let me tell you, Saints fans, the struggle is real. Win, lose, or draw, we by their side. Our Saints are the bus that we gon' ride all the way to the Super Bowl. Look around, all you see is black and gold. We love our team, young and old. Die hard Saints fans like the king and soul. I'm yelling, who that? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat my Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? We that, we that, we that.